Supplying plants to local authorities is an opportunity that some Welsh growers can tend to overlook, perhaps due to uncertainty over procurement rules or the perception that it's only really viable for larger nurseries who are capable of producing significant volumes of stock. However, it's a sector that does provide genuine opportunities to complement the retail and wholesale markets, particularly at the smaller town or community council level. And the good news is, these opportunities are available for small-scale growers as well as the larger, much more established organisations. In this film, we'll explore one such example where a smaller nursery supplies specialist plants to a local town council. From a grower's perspective, we'll see how council contracts actually work and how they can benefit business planning and cash flow, while we'll also explore the advantages from a local authority's point of view too.
Right, I'm Marcus King from Crimmen Nurseries, and we're a bedding plant nursery. Basically, there's not many other nurseries in this area that do bedding, bit of a niche market. And this year we've done 1,000 hanging baskets, and then we've done probably about 200,000 basket plants and about 100,000 boxes of bedding. Mainly my customers, you could say, are garden centres, caravan parks, local authorities, and wholesalers really. Probably 50 to 60% is retail. It's good to have retail customers because obviously you can get 50% more, but then again it's good to have wholesale customers to do your large quantities. The advantages of selling wholesale, plants go out in large numbers, all go out in Danish trolleys, delivered fresh to the garden centres. We see a lot of our bedding plants in local towns, for example Newtown. They've got a few bedding schemes they do.
People do notice the town when it's been brightened up, especially the bedding plants. Planting helps the town look better, certainly for the tourists that come here and for the people who live here as well. We do try and make them colourful, and we do try brighten especially the centre of the town up with flowers and the hanging baskets.
We used to supply Newtown Town Council with the basket plants, and they used to make up their own baskets. Now we've completely changed things around. We supply a planted basket delivered the week Newtown Town Council would like it. It's better for us to do it that way around. We have large numbers of baskets that can all be planted at the same time.
In the past we would have bought the plants in individually and then planted them into our own hanging baskets, then grown them on for a few weeks in a polytunnel and then outdoors before we hung them up around the town. Now we're using a local supplier to grow the baskets in their entirety and hand them over to us, ready to be hung upon the buildings in the town. The advantage have been cost slightly, although it is about neutral, but also in terms of labour, it's allowed our gardens to concentrate on the other plantings in the town, whereas in the past they'd have been concentrating on the plantings and also going to the polytunnels to water and growing them on before they hung them up.
It saves them weeks and weeks of work, planting, watering, looking after, heating. We're all set up to make the baskets and deliver straight to site.
At the moment we order and plan one season ahead of where we are. So if we're planting for the autumn, we'll be planning a summer for planting in the autumn. For the borders in the town, that's probably going to stay much the same as it is, but for some of the larger areas, we are going to be looking at a planting strategy over a 10-year period. So that really needs to be thought out in detail and also planned of how we're going to implement that over a course of a decade.
I mean, the good thing about local authorities, they will pre-order in sort of January, February. Orders really early in the year, you can base all your production around it, and I can tailor those plants to the week the local authorities would like them delivered. The best time for local authorities to order would be December, January, and then I can pre-order and guarantee what they want I can grow.
As a town council, we try and source as much as we possibly can locally. We buy about 4,000 plants a year, and all of them are bought from local companies. There's a lot of evidence out there that £1 spent locally goes a lot further than £1 spent on a company outside the area. Also, we can develop that closer working relationship with them over a period of time, which we wouldn't have with larger suppliers from further afield. They need to reach out and show where they've got an offer. Unless they come to the local councillors, they're not going to know that there's this great local business available in the area for them to buy plants from. As a town council, we've got one supplier they can go to who can do everything. They'll just keep going back there without investigating anything else whatsoever, because it just means they can do the same thing year after year after year, which is literally, should we do the same as last year? Yes. That's the entire conversation. Any new suppliers, we'd be looking at if they could provide plants such as forest garden plants. They have an edible aspect to them as well. So we're thinking as a council of maybe becoming part of the Blas Bendigedig network or Incredible Edible network. So we would look at wanting edible plants as well as plants just for their visual aspect as they are at the moment.
It would benefit our business to do more work for local authorities, especially supplying bedding plants for bedding schemes, ready planted hanging baskets delivered when they want them. We can liaise with local councils. If they're behind with their flower beds, we can delay the order by a week or bring it forward a week. So we're quite flexible.
At the moment, we're looking to change the way we do plantings across all of Newtown, from our intensive areas in the town to our extensive areas around the edges and in some of the industrial estates. This will be more indigenous plants, these will be more local flowers, local bulbs, but also talking about bringing plants in that can do more than one thing. So you could have a nondescript green bush, which is all very nice, or you could have a bush like a lavender, which is still green, but also it has the lovely flowers, which also encourages pollinators, which also people can cut if they want to and use themselves.
For growers, it's obvious how supplying local councils can provide a degree of predictability. When you get an order, you can be fairly certain it's going to be met. That's particularly important for growers who also sell into the more uncertain and unpredictable retail markets. The advantages for local authorities are also clear too. The plants they get are top quality and suitable for the local area, while it also helps minimise economic and environmental cost of delivery, and it supports local businesses and keeps money in the local economy. We've also seen how making small changes to the way that contracts are delivered, such as adjusting the way hanging baskets are arranged, can lead to huge efficiency savings which benefit both the local council and the supplier.